Go.
Okay.
Hello, Jami Stull. I'm Frederick Marquez. I'm interviewing you for theater.
Yes.
I'll be asking you 5 questions, and I want you to answer them honestly and truthfully and whatever you want. And would you like this to be anonymous or?
You can put my name down.
Okay. Okay. So number 1, tell me your thoughts on mental illness.
Dear God. I knew these were gonna be like the biggest questions ever. What do you mean? That's so vague. Is he I literally can't do this.
You got this. Just say whatever you think about it.
Mental illness, I think to a certain extent, I guess, if you're talking about controlling them, put them where they belong, where they need help. Like, obviously, in a mental psych ward, as crazy as that may sound, I think that's maybe best fit for them to get help. If it's that severe, I mean, you have people dealing with like technically mental illnesses every day, like OCD, you know, ADD, ADHD, things like that. And while those aren't like crazy, people deal with them every day like, with medication. So I think,
hey, the worksheet is due next class, okay?
To a certain extent,
I'm not gonna accept it next time if you don't show work. If you didn't calculate,
it depends on like the situation. So.
Thank you. Number 2, has anyone you know suffered from a mental illness?
Sorry, this takes like 30 gajillion years for me to think about this.
You're good. You're good.
Is autism mental illness?
Uh,
If so, my cousin does. I have a cousin who suffers from autism. And whenever he was younger, it was really difficult to deal with him. He was very like contrary. So whatever I would say, he would say the opposite, and he just didn't want to do anything that like people wanted to do. Or, you know, it'd be like, go to bed. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. And he'd like fight with everybody. And you know, and then you're like, okay, like then let's do what you want to do. He'd be like, no, I want to go to bed or something. It was just like small things like that, but it was just like difficult to deal with him. So yeah, that's probably the only person that I've really dealt with mental illness. Yeah.
Number 3, do you think there's a stigma associated with mental illness?
A stigma.
Like a problem?
I'm not sure what stigma is.
Like a societal, like, what do you know, like they see something
Is there
wrong
like a
with.
cause and effect?
No, it's like, is there, like a stigma is, you know, like gay, it's like weird. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like a stigma is like, oh, there's something weird like about it.
Oh,
So,
like a sure sign? Is it like that?
well, no, it's like people see mental illness as like a problem. Like it's, I don't know, like depression. Like people say like, oh, I have depression, and then you assume that they're like suicidal because there's like this vibe about it, like a negative general idea. Something like that. Is there a negative general idea about mental illness?
Includes depression. Can we go back to question 2?
We can, I guess.
Well, I mean, because my brother did, I guess he said he suffered from depression for about like over a year. He was difficult to deal with, honestly. Like, I don't know, me personally, like, our family is a pretty, like, I don't know, strong family in general. That's what we like everybody to see us as. But like, whenever he was like, I don't want to go into personal detail about like what causes depression, but like the way I saw it, it was kind of dumb. And I was just kind of like, it wasn't a simple situation, but it definitely wasn't like anything life-changing. But it like definitely altered his personality, and he just completely became a different person. So yeah. Question 3.
Well, like, I'm sorry to be like, anyways, but it's like a stigma's like with people like wanting to legalize marijuana, like there's a stigma about that. Like, oh, is it like okay? Is it not? Like, on a lot of people, like there's a stigma.
A
You know what I
mark
mean?
or of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance called a person. A mark of disgrace associated with a
So it's like if someone says like something something and then somebody else says like
Oh yeah. Sorry.
it's fine. And then the stigma would be like sorry, why did you have to use the word stigma?
I don't know.
Uh
I can do it. Okay.
ask the question again?
Okay, number 3 was, do you think there's a stigma associated with mental illness?
And so this is like people being like
Oh, mental illness.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I personally experienced that myself. Again, with my brother, like I personally thought it was like no big deal, but there were like times during him going through that, like he's told me he's legitimately like wanted to kill himself and like all this other stuff, and I was just kind of like, okay, this is a big deal. So I think people do get, but I think there's also like another side to it where people also like, I feel like you can tell when someone's doing it for attention, you know, because people with mental illness are not exactly screaming for help, you know what I mean? They're just kind of dealing with it in their own way. So yeah, I think there is a stigma, but I don't think it's that serious. I think it's just like maybe 5% of people just being like, oh no. So, but I think it is like dealt seriously with though, and it should. So.
Thank you. Number 4, how do you feel about the use of prescription drugs to help an illness? Do you think there are other ways to deal with mental illness?
I hate not being one-sided, but I'm just gonna go with it. I think again, there's a certain extent. Like again, if it is so serious and there's no other way, like maybe going to therapy or like going to one of those like group discussion things where like you meet up with people with the same problem as you and you discuss like just like life and how you get through it. And like I guess I don't know how the outside world doesn't understand you and things like that. So I think those are healthy options. I've heard those work. I mean, it takes time. It's not like 3 seconds you go in there, you're like, we're all better, we're cured now. I don't think medication is, or prescription drugs is like, it's not. I mean, depends, maybe there's side effects or something and it causes you to go crazy, then you have to question your doctor, question the drugs you're taking. So, I mean, whatever's prescribed to you should help you. It shouldn't like cause you to be harmful to yourself or anybody else, you know what I mean? So, it shouldn't be your fault if you take something and it sets you off. Because again, you can't help that. Like your brain controls a lot of what you do. Yeah.
Thank you. Number 5, do you believe mental illness is really an illness?
Technically, yeah. Because, I mean,